Should I have the little notes open on the side or something, or just good?
All right, should be good now. I have it up on my phone to make sure it actually works.
I'm drunk, are you, Kyle?
Not at all, actually. Yeah, it's up. Hold up, let me just listen to it, make sure it sounds like Habdi. Please say something. I guess I just.
You want me to say
I'm
something?
not gonna say that. Hello.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
That's the first words of our new show is how drunk
If anybody,
Kyle.
anybody who watches this on playback is gonna think that is absolutely just. Idiot.
Oh, that's a good way to start things. Anyways, welcome to Canada Gridiron. I am Dylan. I'll let these two gentlemen introduce themselves.
I am Kyle.
So I'm Adam.
We were supposed to have a fourth member. We don't quite know where he is, but the show goes on. We are here today for week 1 breakdowns and many more with news, fantasy. We have our own league. We'll be talking about that. And I don't know, just welcome to the show. Let's start with the first game of the week here. Montreal and Hamilton. As we all know, this is an East final region in the Grey Cup, so let's start with this. How will Montreal open the season thinking about that Grey Cup loss from last year?
Well, I definitely think it's got to be disappointing considering that every game that Davis Alexander started, you obviously won. And you got all the way to that point, and maybe he wasn't the healthiest, and you came up against a really good team, and you just couldn't get the job done. So it's tough, but at the same time, you got to know that you kind of have the pieces at this point, considering you've been there, a couple times over the last few years.
Yeah, I think Montreal, they're a good team. Obviously, like what the there you go. Sorry, Kyle just disappeared from me. Yeah, they're a good team, but there's obviously better teams. Who are they playing? Who are they playing this week?
Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton's not better, but it'll be a close game. But I think Montreal is one of those teams that they win some games, they also lose some. I think they're gonna win this one. It'll be close though. I do have to say though, are they playing home or away here?
It's in Hamilton.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know, because the Hamilton crowd's ridiculously crazy. They're the craziest fan. Yeah, it's hard to hear when you play in Montreal. Hamilton. It'll be tough.
Yeah.
I
was just thinking about it.
Agree with the Hamilton best fans of the league, but it's okay. Hamilton, for whatever reason, we're gonna start the season in Hamilton. I don't know why. You literally couldn't pick a less attractive city to have.
No, I have to disagree there. Regina sucks, so I think that would be worse.
I didn't even say anything.
There you go.
Oh,
I
man.
definitely think Hamilton's gonna lose. I don't think they have an O-line at this point. I think they are probably banking on a lot of guys to be good that weren't there last year or were backups last year. So, yeah, no, I don't believe in their O-line, and I think when Bo doesn't have an O-line at this point in his career, he's basically cooked. If they can't protect him, I don't believe in them, to be honest. If they don't have the protection, so we'll see how it goes. Probably will be a close game because, preseason's a joke, so you're not really going to get anything out of that, so probably
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Sorry, do you want to say something, Adam?
No, God no. I want to hear your beautiful voice.
So last year, obviously, Montreal they won every game that Davis Alexander started, except for the Grey Cup. And then you look at how they still have 10-8 record, and it just shows you the kind of impact that Davis Alexander is having on that roster. But they did lose that Grey Cup, and there's going to be a lot of emotions going into the game for anyone that was still on that team, and that'll either be what propels them to the win or the bane of their existence in that game, because they'll either play with a fire in their heart, wanting to prove something, and they will prove it, or they're going to be thinking too much of what happened in November, and they're not going to be ready, and Hamilton's going to punch them in the throat. That's the way I see it. I picked Hamilton to win this game because this just feels like it's going to go the second way I said, where Montreal's going to be thinking too much about what happened in November instead of thinking about the fact that it's June now. It's just going to be one loss. They're going to get it out of their system, and this is a team that I predicted to win the East this year. So I'm not discounting Montreal by any means. I just think Hamilton's going to get this one win this on Thursday.
Dylan, were you not last in predictions last year?
Let's not talk about that.
Also, I want to know your opinion. Like, are you not more upset that, you know, you're the defending Grey Cup champions and you're not playing this opening game? It's not you versus Montreal in Regina. You know, you're not even playing week 1, you know?
I definitely think that it was something that I definitely think it was a mess up on the CFL scheduling end. So when you look at when Winnipeg was winning making all the Grey Cups, I should say, every year, or probably mostly every year, they were playing the team that they played in the Grey Cup the next year, and they were all in Winnipeg, win or lose. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think a good thing to have is first game of the year, Grey Cup rematch in the home stadium. Who would say no to that? But what really is kind of annoying, and I know, Kyle, you will, sorry, what's the word? You'll relate to this because when you guys won the Grey Cup in 2022 against Winnipeg, the next year you only played them once. It was later in the season, and by that point you guys had already clinched first place in the East, so it just became a meaningless game for you. Worst rematch, Grey Cup rematch ever, because they killed any anticipation that game might have had.
We would have been 7-1
you remember that?
If we didn't tank that game.
But let's look at this. We don't play Montreal till week 19. Why is that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a major problem. Like, also considering like Rourke won the MVP and he's not playing.
That's not a problem. Oh yeah, that's a problem.
No.
Hey, I have to. I gotta say something. I'm kind of confused here. Kyle, do you agree with what the CFL is doing here? I don't know. Like, you like the CFL like head office? I can't tell. Do you like Stuart Johnston? I can't tell.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like
Can't?
At this point, yeah, I obviously can't say yes. I mean, I trolled a guy in the airport. You know,
Really?
At this point, I've like written articles about him. You know, I don't appreciate what he's doing to the game. You know, I've always said I will fight for your right to watch the real sport, the real version of this, what it is supposed to be, what our ancestors intended this game. And well, it's true. It's true. You know, this is a game brought through war. You know, this is a game brought through a lot of time. You know what I mean? So to sit there and say that, you know, all of a sudden we're just gonna get up and change it, I mean, it's a bit of a mockery, not only to the league itself, but to Canadian history. So
yes, we'll get more into this later. But let's just get back to the Hamilton-Montreal game. We'll get more into this later. Trust me. We'll be talking about the new TV deals and stuff, and I know he's gonna do a lot of yapping about that. But that's for later. But so we just talked about Montreal, and they're coming off the Grey Cup loss. But the flip side of that coin is this is a East Final rematch, and Montreal beat Hamilton. So what do you think Hamilton's feeling about this game?
You know, I mean, obviously you got to be juice for it, because I mean, you obviously, like you say, you're playing the opponent, and then on top of that, it's your home opener. So they're definitely, you know, as much as I don't want to respect them at all, probably going to come out with a pretty fiery mindset. And I mean, end of the day, even though it's week 1, all the games count. This is one of the couple games they're going to play against Montreal. It can end up meaning a lot at the end of the season. So,
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree though.
I guess I really don't have nothing to add there. So, do we want to move on to the next game?
I'd love to.
You just want to get to the Stuart Johnson stuff.
Me?
Both of
Let's
you.
talk about this guy.
Well, that guy ain't playing this week. Sorry about that. I know this feeling. My guy ain't playing this week either.
yeah, we'll see.
Who's your guy?
But,
Trevor Harris? Four
But,
people? Oh, goodness.
How many people are watching?
4 people.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
One of them is Bruce, though.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm not going to cuss you out in here, but you know what I mean. Bruce, September 1st, don't run.
I don't know what that means, but that's a problem for another day.
You know.
So, second game of the week is, I believe, Friday night, Winnipeg against Calgary. And the biggest story of last season for Winnipeg was the offense coordinator in a host year.
Was it? I don't know his name. What was his name? Exactly. It's not the biggest story.
No, I can get it. If you just give me a second. Oh. God, I should know it because every Winnipeg fan wouldn't stop complaining about him.
No, that was Hogan.
Chris Hogan, yes. Or that's not Chris Hogan, that's Jason Hogan. Chris Hogan played for the Patriots. Anyways, they replaced him with Tommy Condell. Tommy Condell used to be in Hamilton, and there was a lot of complaints about him there too, but for Winnipeg fans, they see it as an absolute upgrade because anything was better than Hogan. So how do you think Winnipeg will look under their new offensive coordinator?
Can I go?
You can go, yep.
Yeah, awesome. Winnipeg sucks. They're a horrible team. I don't see a future in Winnipeg. I do believe. What you laugh? Last year, the fans of Winnipeg, absolute idiots. They blamed this on the coordinator. I don't see, Zach is making horrible decisions. Chris Strebler just can't throw a football. He's gone, thankfully. I do believe that the addition of Tim White helps the other teams more than it helps Winnipeg because Dalton Schoen, he was hurt last year, right? So I was looking at their depth chart and they're not good. Brady Oliveira, okay, he's a good player. I agree. I agree with this. Brady Oliveira is a good player, but can a running back really change the game? And Brady Oliveira, in my opinion, isn't. He's on Dylan's fantasy team, so he can be a great player. I don't believe Brady Oliveira is the guy he was a couple years ago. I think James Butler and Dedrick Mills are the 1 and the 2 in the league. AJ Ouellette is not even top 5. So
what about Sam?
I think the Winnipeg. Sorry.
What about Sam Hicks?
Oh, the third string on the Argonauts.
What do you mean third string?
He's third string. Check the depth chart, buddy.
Who's he behind?
Quaylen Jones and that other dude. I checked the depth chart today.
He's not.
He's the third string running back. You took him in round 5,
chart.
idiot.
It was just preseason.
It was on RotoWire, bro. They don't lie. So Winnipeg, I do believe that this week they're gonna have a good start. I feel like Ontario Wilson, he's kind of good, but I think Zach, because Nick Debsky is out. I'm pretty sure he's out this week. So Zach Caleros is gonna have one of those games where it's doesn't have it, or it's gonna have. We're gonna post one of those things where it's Zach Caleros here, Brandon Adams here. It's gonna be like Jordan Sun. We all have bad games. Or a man, and then over here it's me, Vernon Adams. This guy should be running back.
Don't finish that sentence.
I'm not gonna say it. But you know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those games where they're gonna be oh, Zach, it's an off game. He'll bounce back. No, he's not a good quarterback anymore. His time is past.
This being a Stampede Bowl rematch, does this matter?
What's a stamp? What?
None.
Oh, Calgary.
None.
No. Who even won the Stampede Bowl last year?
Winnipeg got swept by Calgary last year.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. I will definitely say that, it is true that Zach Caleros definitely had a down year, and you can't pin that entirely on the offensive coordinator. What I think the offensive coordinator failed is the fact that he had a guy that 2 years prior was a finalist for the MOP and won the MOC. The year prior, won both those awards.
Fluke.
And when you have a struggling quarterback and you're choosing not to utilize this running back, then there's definitely a problem, because when you can open up the run game, it makes the pass game easier. And he was failing to open up the run game with one of the best running backs in the league, and that fails the passing game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big Zach Caleros guy. End of the day, I'll be honest. I
Yeah.
do actually really believe in Winnipeg this season. Like, I actually think the additions they made are like really solid.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm a Rider fan. I'll say that.
I think the offense will be better. I'm not like the biggest fan of Tim White or anything. Actually, I kind of am. I mean, he did blow Hamilton a Grey Cup single-handedly, basically. So I am.
I knew you were going there the second you said it.
So I hope he balls out in Winnipeg. So hopefully that offense will be fun. I feel like they were sort of missing, that type of receiver last year.
They're missing any receiver, honestly. They had nobody.
Well, I mean, that run game is always going to be solid. Mike O'Shea's always crazy, man. If he can't get something to work, he'll figure something out. And I don't know. Calgary should be a pretty strong team as well. The Grey Cup at home this year obviously makes them, sort of an elusive team to watch out for. But I don't believe in Vernon Adams. So it's kind of where I'm at with them. But yeah, I'll take Winnipeg to win this game. I just think they're a more complete team, and I don't know. It's week 1. You don't have much to go on.
Absolutely. I'm just going to be honest. I don't remember who I picked in this game, so let's go to Adam.
I know, I don't remember most of the picks, but I know I didn't pick Winnipeg, because I don't pick Winnipeg to win. No, I picked Winnipeg. I'm switching that. Last year I picked Winnipeg to win 0 games, and this year it's happening again, because I don't think Zach Caleros and his offense can beat this Calgary Stampeders defense, who got Jalen Hutchings as well. This Stampeders defense is solid. Adrian Green, I love you don't think he's very good, but he's been playing well. And I don't think Brady Oliveira can really do much against this D-line. So, they lost Cam Judge, but he's not even good anymore. No, they lost him, right? They lost him.
I don't believe they did. Oh, sorry.
To Toronto.
They traded him for
yeah, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the Bombers. Calgary's winning 39-10.
39.
All right. On the topic of Claros and his play, let's get to the quarterback situation in Winnipeg. We obviously have dug deep enough on Zach Claros, but the backup quarterback situation is probably more interesting in Winnipeg than the starting, because you had 5 guys on the roster entering camp. Claros obviously was, without a doubt, going to be the starter. Algersma is this project backup quarterback. And then you have 3 guys in Terry Wilson, Bryce Perkins. Who's the other guy? Oh, I should have remembered this. But
who cares? He sucks.
You have these 3 backup quarterbacks who are fighting for a third string job, and 2 of them just flat out quit the roster. And that just makes you wonder what's going on in Winnipeg. Do you think they're giving Taylor Algersma special treatment because they see him as the future prodigy? Or do you think they just thought they couldn't beat him and they just didn't want to waste their time?
I'm sort of the opinion that in the CFL there's almost no worth in keeping a guy around if you don't think he's ever going to be good enough, or trying to develop somebody to be something they're not. I mean, it's a bit different with him because he's a bit younger, but if you don't have it right away, you won't ever have it in this league. That's kind of just how it goes. You look at Bethel Thompson's first start in the CFL, and even though he's not have a super amazing career or anything, I mean, his first game he throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and comes back down 28 points or something like that at halftime. And we view him, he wasn't even starter material to people he would throw for 500 yards and, he would be considered, not a great quarterback. So
he's ginger.
The bar is high in this league. So if you're not that good coming in, it won't matter. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to look at, but I don't think viewing guys like that and like seeing them as like a future successor is that worth it if they don't have basically most of it to start.
Yeah. Dylan?
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't love talking about McLeod Bethel Thompson. It brings back bad memories, so I think it's all up to you here.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. Just the quarterback situation in Winnipeg with the guys quitting the roster.
If I played quarterback for Winnipeg, I'd probably do more than quit. So I don't think that's a bad situation. Yeah, I mean, I think they have Ellersma for a reason. Like they're not gonna not play, like they're gonna have him there for sure. And I think every year Winnipeg has this one has a third string that will do short yardage here and there. They'll maybe play a game or two and they'll suck, but it'll probably be like Terry Wilson or Bryce Perkins. But I don't think it's that interesting. I don't think anything about Winnipeg's interesting, so I don't really think too much about it.
All right. And on the flip side of that coin, we've got Calgary, who is, despite the fact that they were doubted last year and they came out on fire, they seem to be getting doubted again. Looking to prove doubters wrong. What are we looking for with Calgary in this game?
I think honestly just like coming out strong. Like obviously it's your home opener and these are the same fans, who you are hoping to have attend a Grey Cup game at your stadium later in the year. So I definitely think you got to come out and, try to impose physical will on Winnipeg. I mean, you're going to see them a couple more times this year probably, even in the playoffs. So you never know. Hopefully VA doesn't shit the bed. That's always a possibility that he throws for like 160 and like 3 picks, but it should be a competitive game. But I'm mostly looking at their D-line, obviously with Jalen Hutchins and Ormalade and all that, so should be very interesting. But I'm mostly looking at the trenches for them.
I think that as a former Vernon Adams fan, obviously a Lions fan, first quarter that's going to determine a lot. I think first quarter Vernon Adams, he's either going to go for like 202 touchdowns or like 2 picks and like 2 yards. I think first quarter is very important for him. I think if he has a good first quarter, they're going to be like good for like a lot. I don't know if y'all remember. But, yes. Well, yeah. But I don't know if y'all remember BC versus Calgary week 1, 2023. He threw for like 300 yards in the first half and 3 touchdowns. And then he just sailed for the rest of the year until he played in Toronto, threw 6 picks. But I think the first quarter is huge for Vernon Adams. I don't. It's gonna be boom or bust. I feel like I don't think it's gonna be one of those like 3 touchdown, 1 interception, 200-yard games. I think it's gonna be either a huge game or a horrible game. And I think it's Winnipeg's defense, so it's gonna be a huge game.
Okay, yeah. When I look at Calgary's roster, I'm looking at a defense that is pretty good. Like when I say pretty good, I mean arguably the best in the league. They, without a doubt, have arguably the best trenches. Linebacking core is great. Got great DVs. They're going to be a hard team to score on. When I look at the offensive side of the football, I see a team that does have a really great running back in Dedrick Mills. The line's pretty good. Then you get to the air game. Vernon Adams can put up numbers. No questions about that. It's just a matter of will he. And the receiving core is not some star-starter receiving core like what Saskatchewan had last year where you can just pick a random guy and he's going to have a great game. Then the next week you pick this guy, he's going to have a great game. Vernon Adams is going to need his guys like Jalen Philpott to come through for him if he's going to have a great game. And that's what I'm looking for in this game is a matchup like Jalen Philpott against that Bomber defense. Because we all know the running game will get going. But when the run game opens, you got to start passing. If you don't start passing, the run game closes, pass game doesn't work. And so will Vernon Adams be able to hit these guys like Jalen Philpott? or will Calgary fall flat? I think I picked Calgary to win this game because I do like the matchup for Calgary better, but that's just the way I see this game going. All right, you guys want to move on to the next game?
I'd love to.
Edmonton at Ottawa, and the first thing you got to think about is this is a new look Edmonton Elks versus an even newer look Ottawa Redblacks. Edmonton made a lot of moves in the offseason. Ottawa made even more. I think Kyle knows the biggest one that Ottawa made when they poached their head coach for a head coach and GM job. But on top of that, he brought a lot of players, especially from Saskatchewan. They've got a new quarterback in Jake Mayer. And on Edmonton's side, they got a lot of new players. And it might be a prove-it year from Art Killam. We've given you all the pieces. Get it done or you're gone. So what are we looking forward to in this New Look Elks versus New Look Redblacks game?
Can I go here?
Yeah, you can.
I do have to disagree with you on one part here. You said the first thing you think about is like the new look Ottawa Redblacks or whatever. The first thing I think about in this game is you. Edmonton and Ottawa. Nobody is thinking, "Oh, I want to watch this game," unless you're an Edmonton fan or an Ottawa fan. That's not very.
I mean, I'm kind of like a Cody Fajardo sicko. Like, I am kind of excited for this game.
You're kind of excited to see Cody Fajardo.
I was a Cody Fajardo defender when no one wanted to defend him. I will always support that guy.
Okay, no, I do agree with you there. Like, I want to watch some guys like Khalil Pimpleton play or Aiden Eberhardt, whatever. But like, I don't think about. I think this is gonna be a horrible game, and it might not be. It probably won't be. Probably feel like it's gonna be like a close game, but you know, I feel like Edmonton's defense is kind of just there. They don't really get much from the defense. They're not horrible. They're not great though. I think Royce Metier back though is pretty. It's actually not that significant. He's not great, but he's solid.
Great.
Edmonton's offense. Sorry?
You're trying to tell me Royce Metier ain't great? Come on, man.
He's not. Okay.
No, come on. You can't say he's not that good.
No, he's not. Edmonton. No, their defense. Do they have Jake Serezna? I don't think they do.
No,
he's in Winnipeg.
No, he went to Winnipeg.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Edmonton's defense. They're not great. Edmonton's offense.
They did add guys though, like Malik Carney.
Yeah. Edmonton's offense, they're solid. I think they're one of those teams that just like they'll just like do stuff. Like Austin Mack.
Great analogy. They'll just do stuff.
They'll do stuff. Like they're not gonna do things and all that stuff. They're just gonna do stuff. So I think Justin Rankin, he's the guy that'll win them games. But Cody Fajardo will lose them games. Fajardo will lose them games on his interceptions because he did that back in Saskatchewan.
Absolutely not.
You've watched
Fajardo.
I actually think this team could finally get it together. But actually, like, the key, I think, at this point is them not starting, like, 0-5. Like,
really?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
dig yourself in the hole. Can't get out.
Like, I do feel like, not when Trey Ford was starting, but, like, you know, even when, like, Thompson was playing for them and, like,
Cornelius.
Even Fajardo, like, last year. Like, I just felt like it was, you know, they were right there, you know, considering that their second half of the season would always be so much better compared to like their first like 5 games. So I mean,
I think it helps for playing Ottawa though. It helps. It helps. Ottawa should be.
Ottawa might be good. They made it.
Jake Mayer, Dylan. It's Jake Mayer.
They believe in him more than they believe in Drew Brown.
Okay. Drew Brown is the same thing. It's not a good quarterback.
I think he's a good quarterback.
Something out of him again, it's gonna be Dinwiddie. And I want to shit on Dinwiddie so bad, but I fucking can't, man. Like, he's probably going to have him looking pretty solid out there. Dinwiddie knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. I disagree with what Adam said about Cody Fajardo's going to lose you games. I think just having a quarterback like Cody Fajardo himself, it'll keep games close. He might not go out and beat Saskatchewan or beat BC, but people aren't blowing out Edmonton. They weren't blowing out Montreal. And outside maybe that 1 year in Saskatchewan, they weren't blowing out Saskatchewan when Cody Fajardo's under the helms. He's not going to win every game. He's not going to go out and win you every game. Sometimes he needs some luck. Sometimes he needs some help. But he will keep those games close. And That's not the best trait to have as a CFL quarterback, but it's certainly not the worst. What I'm looking for with this New Look Elks and New Look Redblacks game is basically who's going to show out and who's going to prove that they're the guy in this new city, or rather than just being a product of whatever team they used to be a part of. Like Ottawa took a lot of guys from us. They took Revis, they took Baldonado, they took Mayer. The list goes on. Are these guys actually as good as they were advertised in Saskatchewan, or are they just that good because they were a part of Saskatchewan? And it's not just the rider players that move teams we're talking about. These Ottawa took from everyone. Like they took Eberhard from BC. Like, is he just going to be some nobody now, or is he going to be what he was in BC? And I know he wasn't like a Kenny Lawler in BC, but he was a good player to have in BC. That's just what I see in a game like this. And the other thing is, and this is only on the Ottawa side, how is Ryan Dinwiddie going to have this team looking? Because when he got to Toronto in 2021, the change was instant. They were a team that had missed the playoffs badly back-to-back years, and in year one, he took them. He had them first place in the East. Year 2, Grey Cup. Year 3, 16-2. Year 4, Grey Cup. That was the Dinwiddie turnaround. Is Ottawa going to have that?
I do want to kind of talk about something you said. Good traits and bad traits of your quarterback. Kyle, your quarterback, Chad Kelly. He has a lot of bad traits. So, is it a good or a bad trait? I want to know Kyle's opinion. Is it a good or a bad trait to have gender-based violence accusations? Is that good or bad as a quarterback?
I don't think that can inherently be a trait.
Well, it is.
I feel like it's more of a thing than like a trait.
Is it good or bad?
Obviously, it's bad. Let's move on from this.
Okay. Good to know, Kyle.
All right, so we're done covering the games. Let's start with the news. And this just came out a couple hours ago or so. Top 50 player list for the CFL this season dropped. What are you guys noticing straight out the gate?
Nathan Rourke.
I knew you were going to say that. You know what I noticed? That the Saskatchewan Roughriders have the most guys on the list.
I noticed that Chad Kelly actually, number 24 on the list. Now, I understand, he hasn't played, in a while. That's fine. But if you're going to put him on the list, how is he supposed to be below Vernon Adams? He's
He threw more touchdowns last year.
5 quarterbacks. So do you really think even if he comes back and he's even 80% of what he was, like, that he's not still better than like at least 50% of the quarterbacks in the league? Like, that doesn't really make any sense from that standpoint.
The Chad Kelly,
he didn't play.
The Chad Kelly rankings definitely.
But at the same time, it's like, if you're gonna put him on the list, like, you don't really need to rank him because he hasn't played. Like, then why are you going to rank him below people who haven't even accomplished what he has in his career? Like, above him on the list. Like, that.
I mean, the problem is you look at the quarterbacks on the list. Like, Chad Kelly ranking him is a conundrum for me because I put him 5th on my list, and you got to look at the top 4, which is Rourke, Harris, Alexander, Bowen. Whatever order you want, all 4 of those guys had great accomplishments last year. Rourke won the MOP. Bowen was nominated for the MOP. Alexander and Harris both took their teams to the Grey Cup. Chad Kelly hasn't played in 18 months, but the thing is, if Chad Kelly returns to form, we know that he is better than pretty much the entire league. So it's a hard thing to think about.
Okay, I will say that, so I can agree with those guys. That's fine, but notice how Vernon Adams wasn't on your list.
I agree. I don't think Vernon Adams is better than Chad Kelly.
8 spots higher than he was.
Yes. I don't necessarily agree with these lists all the time. Throw back to, I don't remember what year it was, but Brian Burnham was still playing in the league, and John Hodge called him not even a top 50 player.
shot. You know, it's 3 down. You know, they're not always the most consistent. Interesting. You know, they put out content for the league. You know, it's good for the league. You know, some good guys in there. Good conversation. So, yeah, it's great.
The Gridiron Nation's great, right? Right, Kyle?
What?
They're a great source, right?
Well, they are a source.
They're my favorite place to read articles. Okay, I think the top 5 is a great
I can't really
favorite.
You guys want to know a fun fact? Adam is mentioned in the 3 Down Nation article, and he gave him a fake last name.
I am on the list.
And he gave him a fake last name.
I did do that.
Why?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be like 40 years old and people that look up to me search up my name and see me in a CFL scandal. Wasn't big on that, so.
CFL scandal, talk to us about that.
You want me to talk to you about this?
I just like how you worded it, CFL scandal.
Yeah, no, I wanted the viewers to be like, whoa.
CFL scandal.
Breaking news, Canada Gridiron star Adam is CFL scandal.
You never know, man. You never know. With Chad Kelly on the loose, you get a lot of arrests have been made already.
Okay.
I wanna talk about something though. Brady Oliveira was 1 last year, and now he's 7. And Nathan Rourke was 7 last year, now he's 1.
So that means Nathan Rourke's going to be 7 next year.
No, it means he's number 1 next year. I want to talk about do you guys think Keon Hatcher and Kenny Lawler being in the top 5 is right?
Oh, I'll let Kyle go first. I know he's going to do some rant about Kenny Lawler.
I think there should be 2 receivers in the top 5, probably. If I were to give you an honest answer, I mean, receivers obviously super valuable, but maybe I'm just biased because a guy like Jake Herslow will just show up at our door.
Who isn't on the list? Yep.
Like Tommy Neal, everybody loves Tommy Neal in Saskatchewan, but realistically, he was in Toronto.
Tommy Neal went to Winnipeg. Boo.
We just always have receivers, so it's kind of tough. I don't value it as highly because it just seems to be everybody we bring in is great, but I think there should probably be a D lineman in the top 5.
There is one.
Who?
Matthew Betts.
They put him at 5.
He's at 4.
He's at 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. The production of the show was so ass. I mean, honestly, why would I
didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it sucks.
I'm not looking at it or anything. I was just trying.
I'm just looking at the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys think is noticeable?
Roland Milligan fell off. I see that.
I do not think Roland Milligan fell off. I think Devon Campbell came around. Oh, if you mean like that, yes.
Trey
and I don't.
Should be on the list.
Who?
Trey Vavel.
I agree with that. I don't think he should be on the list.
I don't think he should be on the list. I think he's.
No.
Honestly, Toronto had one of the worst special teams units of all time last year. And that's why he got 2 kick return touchdowns. Everybody thinks he's so good. He might be a good returner, but I mean his coverage is ass. And I just don't think he deserves to be on the list. Nick Dembski's only 1 higher than him. Would you rather have Nick?
I don't think Nick Dembski should be on the list.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy that shouldn't be on the list? Nick Dembski. He is a product of that Winnipeg system. He is nothing without that system. He is the most overrated receiver in the league. His stats aren't even that good. He had 1 good year in 2022, and that was Claros' best year of his career. He hasn't done anything else in the CFL besides just be a system receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's just what you need, though. I don't know. It's tough.
Oh, I get it. He plays a big role in that Winnipeg offense, but you put him anywhere else, what is he doing? Nothing.
I mean, I would disagree with that, but
he was in Saskatchewan for 3 years. He couldn't even start over an AJ Rock bag.
it's different though. It's different times. Different times now.
And the second he got to Winnipeg, they immediately turned him around.
Why do you think he's gonna have a big year?
I don't think he's gonna have a big year. I think he's gonna
You say big things.
What he does every year. Like, I'm not expecting anything different out of him. I don't really think he's gonna drop off. He's just a solid player. That's kind of just how it is. Like,
I think Justin Hardy should definitely be a lot higher. He's like the heart and soul of that Ottawa. He's like the only guy that really. I guess Gino Lewis played well last year too. But outside of that, Pimpleton, yeah, but he's more return. He doesn't really play receiver that much.
Oh, he plays receiver.
I didn't say he didn't play. I just say he didn't play it much.
He did play it much. He had like almost 1,000 yards.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
My bad. I didn't know that. But yeah, him Hardy.
MOP last year.
I
did.
They nominated him for MOP last year.
He was a
really great returner.
He had 722 yards last year.
Poverty ass franchise, okay? Honestly, like, imagine your MOP nomination is Khalil Pimpleton, okay? Like, let's just be for real here.
He was good. Like,
he was a good player.
I want you to go look at the ticket map for the Ottawa Red Blacks home opener.
You cannot be talking about tickets as a Toronto fan. This is ridiculous.
I'm just saying
this is ridiculous.
Okay, here's
the
thing.
Boy. You cannot be talking tickets as a BC fan either.
We're top 3 in tickets every year. What are you talking about?
You have to bring in artists to sell tickets.
Not this year.
MLSE, no matter what, can survive with the Argos. Like, MLSE can afford to lose money on the Argos consistently for the next 100 years. But like,
good for you, man. You're losing the money. Congrats.
What I'm saying is Ottawa is like, they're not in a good spot, along with Edmonton. And
really, we didn't know that.
No.
I'm kidding. Yes.
But what I mean is, it's not getting any better. Like,
well, they brought in Ryan Dinwiddie, so if it doesn't get better now, then I don't really know what they could do.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you suck.
Marcel ruined that team.
Are you really going to get people to come back just because you're like, oh, we're the 3rd seed again? Like, you just... Even with Edmonton, it's worse. Like, I'm starting to worry... Like,
well, those 2 teams aren't winning. That's the problem. Like...
Well, I think I think there's probably more problems in Edmonton than not just winning. I mean, their fan base didn't exactly drop off overnight because they...
It absolutely did. They haven't even made the playoffs since pre-COVID, and yes, they weren't selling out their stadium. But
they changed the name, right? So like once they
yeah, that actually was negative PR, but
okay,
still they had a bad.
Change the name. There is no doubt there is correlation between the name changing and fans dropping off. There's no doubt about it. There is some correlation.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
But at the same time, you put a winning product.
We're going to change the rules. And this team is somehow going to survive. We're going to.
Oh, Edmonton will survive. I'm more worried about Ottawa.
10 years ago, you came here. We were called the Edmonton Eskimos, and we played Canadian football. How do you think that team is going to survive? At that point?
Because they're Edmonton.
Expansion and all these things like that. I know this is a huge sidetrack, but I'm just saying, how is that team supposed to survive?
Because they've been stable for forever, and they're going to continue being stable.
I guess you could say that, but I feel like at some point, like,
Ottawa,
they're going to have a very piss-poor crowd. They already have a piss-poor crowd now, but it's going to get bad. But
put a winning product in front of them, and they will have a better crowd. It's as simple as that. They haven't made the playoffs since 2019.
They do
How much would you want to be supporting the Argos if they had made the playoffs since 2019?
Well,
you probably still would, but you wouldn't be happy about it.
It's a tough
like, you really want to buy season tickets again to watch the playoffs?
I don't know. They obviously do need to win some games. That is also a part of it, but I'm just saying the overall mixture of things that has happened to them in the last 10 years is
absolutely
just nuclear to the franchise.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to what will probably be Kyle's favorite segment of this. The new TV deal. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'll go first because I think Kyle. Will take
No,
the
we're
floor.
letting Kyle go first.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so many people are of the opinion that this new CFL TV agreement is a huge win. It's a huge win for this league. They're being sold on a dream that there's fans all over the world in 200 different countries that once they have access to the CFL, they'll watch it. The average fan on DAZN, who subscribes for the NFL, there's a chance we're gonna reel them in for a Saturday night game on DAZN. And I'm here to tell everyone that is not happening. That is not going to happen.
Doesn't hurt to try.
As much as I love this league, as much as I think this is a great league, that it should be watched by lots of people, I think the only realistic target that you have at the end of the day to continue this league, the league will go on. The league's been around for 100 years, but the only real goal you have is getting fans in your own country anyways. So these international fans, they're not going to pay the bills regardless. What really happened here was Stu went to TSN, and every major sport is getting a bigger TV deal than they ever have before. They're getting a big increase. And realistically, Stu went to TSN, who's broke, and said, we need more money because we need an increase. I need to get a win. And TSN said, we're broke, so we're going to need somebody else out here to get you the rest of the money. So Stu said, well, I can't take less money, and give you everything. So he takes 20% of the games, gives them to DAZN. And this 500 million number that everybody's throwing around, they have not publicly said that. That is literally just a number thrown out into space. There is no total indication that they got 500 million. And DAZN itself, probably, I don't believe they're in a good position financially themselves. This is three companies coming together.
Why do you think that? What is an indication of that?
It's not. So, okay, I used to have DAZN a few years ago. Okay, so there's tons of other stuff on DAZN. I couldn't name you one other thing that's on there other than NFL football. They do not put
European soccer,
they will not be
boxing
in front of your face. They don't care if you watch it. They already have your money. And look, realistically, you're just paying the difference that TSN or any of these other TV networks didn't want to pay. That is the only, you are just paying the difference because they know they can get your money, which is fine. But at the end of the day, to sit there like JC Abbott and try to tell people that they are not real fans of this league, and he's trying to say that it's $25 a month for the subscription. It's actually not. It's actually $35, because if you don't want to subscribe, for the whole year, it's $35. So that comes out to an average of about $10 a game. If you're going to run 20 weeks of football, because you're going to have your 2 playoff games and the 18 weeks, that comes out to 200 Canadian dollars just to watch those games on DAZN. So tell me, is that a good deal?
No, I don't think that.
Tell me that's a good deal. And here's the thing: you can't guilt trip people, the fans either, into saying we are the guys who already give you thousands of dollars. You go to the Grey Cup every year, you buy jerseys, you buy beer, you do everything. We need more money out of you, and if you don't want to give it up, then you're not a real fan of this league. Get the fuck out of here. That's ridiculous.
Okay, but how does this mean that DAZN's financial situation isn't that great?
TSN's financial situation. Look at what they're showing.
DAZN.
Look at what they are showing. They have nothing.
You said
to show
DAZN.
on. There is a reason if you turn on TSN right now, they will show you top 50 sports highlights from last year, because there is nothing to show. They have nothing.
You said DAZN. I was asking about DAZN. You said their financial situation isn't great. Why is that?
Oh, DAZN? Oh, well, dude, honestly, I just can't see it. The NFL doesn't give a shit about DAZN. It's just
Just because you don't doesn't mean other people don't. I have DAZN. I know a lot of people that do.
Well, that's unfortunate for them. There's no reason to subscribe to it. 7 NFL games per
NFL
week are
football.
live on cable television. But regardless, that's not the point, because your core viewer base does not want to get it. Your core viewer base does not know how to use it. They don't care. You're the CFL. When you're the NFL, you can get people to sign up for this shit and they'll still watch. But if you're the CFL, which is, let's be honest, a second tier league, you're not going through the same hassle that you do to watch the actual main leagues. We care about this
absolutely.
league. We love this league, but we can't force people to care about it as much as we do, when realistically there's things out there that will be more marketed to them. They'll naturally care about them more. There'll be more hype around them. And that's just how kind of everything goes at this point.
All right, Adam's been waiting to talk for like 5 minutes. Let's give him a turn.
Bro, I honestly have not done the research that Kyle has done. So I'm not gonna.
I don't think Kyle's done the research either.
No, but the thinking about it, like I haven't done any of that. Like, I just think that, like, fuck it, take my money. I want to watch the games. Like I don't care. I'll pay the money. I'll watch these games. And it's like, if the CFL if the players and everything gets more money, the whole point is like to like make this league better and better. And I think this increases whatever, like salary cap, and it makes this league look more professional. And I guess it makes it look more. It makes it more money. I don't care what Kyle's saying with bullshit stats. It makes the league more money, and I think that's important, obviously, because you want the league to make money, and so their salary cap to increase for the players to get paid more. I think that people are kind of overthinking it. Like, people will buy it. People will buy the thing to watch the games, because I'm gonna do that. I don't care. I'll pay the $10 per game. It's cheaper than going to a game in person. It's like $30, $40. Like,
but that's
okay,
also a totally different experience.
It's totally different, but I'm still gonna pay the money because I want to watch the game. And something I do want to like talk about is we have some smart people in this like CFL community, right? They need to start illegally streaming these games, because that's how I watch every football and basketball game. So I think the CFL, so like Stats Geek or whatever, like some people need to start.
Boy, if you think that they don't have that, I was watching illegal CFL streams when I was in high school, and you know how long ago that was.
But I've been trying, and I need like the mainstream illegal sites to start doing this, because the CFL isn't smart enough to like stop it. So I think some guys need to come together.
Would do it if the CFL was actually in a position to have demand for illegal streaming.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. I need someone to do this. I need illegal streams. That's how I live. That's how I watch every game.
Oh shit. Well, I guess we'll move on off the TV deal, because we've said enough about that, and we'll probably continue to say it throughout the season. Just real quickly, we're gonna run this down 2 minutes. Preseason cutdowns. Was there any shockers that came out of your guys' camps?
Aaron Casey. That's about it. Had 6 sacks last year. Guy's 25. Looked like a beast. But I don't know. There must be something on. Must be the play rack. Must be something I wasn't seeing last year. So interesting. Ottawa's already picked him up. So he's with Dinwiddie again. So Dinwiddie must really like what he saw to him. So
yeah, I think the Lions low key didn't do anything crazy. I was hearing a lot of buzz about Herji Mayala in camp, but he got cut. No, there really wasn't anything shocking from the Lions at all. I mean, everyone knew Jarrett Daggy was gonna get cut. He sucks. So.
He's not good.
Well,
he's not good. He's unemployed again for the second
like
time
you
in just a couple of months. So. Shout out to Jared Daggy, man. Might need you at the Turkey Bowl this season. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a cut. It was just the practice roster. But as a Duck fan, like an Oregon Ducks fan, I really like Johnny Johnson. And let's just put this in perspective. The guy gets signed on a Tuesday, and that same Saturday, he's scoring a touchdown in the preseason game, and he gets put on the practice roster. It kind of shocked me a little bit, because I'm looking at that. It's like, if he was signed on Tuesday, scoring touchdown Saturday, clearly was able to at least learn enough of the playbook, get a feel on the system, and he showed out well in the game. Like in that short of a time period when everyone else has had months, like that's something that you would want to see from a guy like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Not really familiar with his game. Can't lie. But
Yeah, never heard of bro.
yeah, no, should be interesting to follow though. I mean, definitely want to see the clip.
Yeah. And last story we'll cover is Jalen Hutchins the other day re-signed in Calgary. What do we think of that?
I mean, it's big news. Got to be big news. Definitely beefs up that D line even more. They're obviously going for that home Grey Cup this year, so be very interesting in that regard. I think it definitely helps that. I'm out in the pitch black, these nice auto lights out here, but either way, yeah, should be a big piece for them coming back. But it's not. Not every player who returns from the NFL, comes right back and is as dominant as they were before. Like you look at Austin Mack, and even it's something I'm kind of worried about with Mackay Polk this year. It doesn't always just click, but probably will in this case.
I think he was everyone's most people's defensive player of the year at the mid year point. So like you're bringing back like a DPO or MODP, I guess, candidate. So like he's a top defensive player in the league, and if you bring him back, obviously your defense is getting a lot better. And I feel like you can't really make it. He went to the NFL, but it's like he went for like a couple of months, like a month or two. Like he's not. It didn't really affect him, I don't think. So I think it's a huge addition. I think Calgary, or not a huge addition, just a huge not loss because they had him last year.
Yeah. The one thing I think about when I think of Jalen Hutchins' season last year is he played the first half of the season, and then that rematch game against Edmonton, he was not healthy. That was like the only major injury that Calgary's defense had. And Justin Rankin ran for, what was it, like 200 yards? Now, I know Justin Rankin's a really great running back. There's no doubt about that. But it feels like there's no coincidence that the one game a player like this misses, you get absolutely mauled on that side. That just shows you the type of impact. That just shows you the type of impact he had on that team. So getting a player like that back is really huge, especially considering he was part of the reason a lot of people, myself included, were doubting Stampeders to begin the season because that loss was just so huge. But to have it back before you even have to play a game, major win for Calgary.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the fantasy part. And I know these boys are just ready to chew me up.
Yeah, well, honestly, maybe you should talk for a minute about how the fantasy's been a bit of a mess for this league.
Oh, yeah. Let's start about that, because I'll ask you guys this question. We've all heard about how poor the fantasy's been, so how did you guys feel the fantasy was when we were drafting?
Bro, it was it was glitched because like if I drafted 2 Canadian receivers early, so in the lineup thing on like the side, it didn't put them in the national spot. It put them at receiver. So by the end of the draft, I had to draft the national player, even though I already had a bunch. So that's a glitch I got to fix because I couldn't draft who I wanted to draft. I had to draft the Canadian. So that's messed up. Another thing is like it would always like reshuffle your draft board when it was your turn to pick.
Oh yeah, I hated that.
That was horrible. I was like trying to get I was like looking down like I was like I forgot who I wanted. So that was kind of an issue.
I will say,
also, can we just talk about
doing it on like a desktop or like a computer was actually like kind of enjoyable. Like it wasn't terrible, but like doing it on the phone, I find like without like them having an app yet or anything, it is kind of a bit annoying, like just how it works and everything. But
was your laptop not shuffling?
I tried doing one on Sunday night, and I mean, honestly, that shit didn't work at all. Like we literally paused the draft and just quit. I've had other leagues where the league was just randomly deleted. We're just like, fuck it, like we're not even doing this shit anymore. So, yeah, like it's been a bit of a mess. So I'm happy I got in a couple leagues because I did want to play, but they have made it as hard as possible to do so.
Was your laptop not shuffling the draft board like it was for me on my phone?
I'm not too sure. Like I wasn't really looking at it because I was just searching up guys I wanted because it was just so broken. Usually that I was just kind of put in their last name and just take them or add them to the queue, like scroll through and then there. But
all right, now it's my turn to complain because I think Adam already said it. The draft board was shuffling when it was your turn to pick, and then the guy that you had highlighted, you have to find. That was annoying. But my complaint about this was the fact that the orders of the players were just complete messed up. Like we've got kickers in the top 10, we've got defenses in the top 15, and then you got to look for the actual quality players, and it's easy to miss it. I missed one. These boys shoot me up for it. I picked Kevin Mattel, and Tyson Philpott was still on the board. And had I known that Tyson Philpott was still on the board, I would have took him over Kevin Mattel. But because I couldn't find him on the board over random guys, well, not random guys, but guys are definitely not better than Tyson Philpott, I just let him slide.
yeah, no, I was in a 4-man league. Somebody took like Sam Amulis in like the last round today, probably because they couldn't find him. But yeah, no, it's nuts. Like that aspect of it sucks. I drafted Kelly as my QB in like all my leagues, and he's not even on the list. Like all the starters are there, and he's not listed. So I feel like you have to search him up to find him. Like it's kind of nuts, but.
All right, let's delve into the fantasy draft and our rosters. So, do you want to read your roster out first, Kyle?
Yeah, sure. So, when I was drafting, I accidentally picked a bunch of Toronto and BC players, so I basically had to pick my bench as a whole team that will play this week, or else I would have got no points. So I have Fajardo, James Butler, Tevin Jones, Shamar Bridges, Nick Dembski, Edmonton's kicker, Argos defense, Justin McGinnis, Javon Katoy, Sam Hicks, Chad Kelly, and Mackay Polk.
All right, Adam, do you want to read your roster out and explain a little bit?
Sure. I went Keon Hatcher, Dedrick Mills, Tyson Philpott, Keon Vernon Adams, Stevie Scott, Austin Mack, Khalil Pimbleton, Jose Maltos Diaz, Reggie Bagleton, Ty Catsidy, and Seven McGee.
Just give me a second. I gotta find my actual draft picks. So for me, I went Brady Oliveira, Bo Levi Mitchell, Kevin Mattel, Jake Herslow, Stanley Berryhill, Keon Julian Grant, Riders D, Tommy Neal, Mark Leggio, Thomas Bertrand, Keelan White, Sean Mims, and Carter Kettle. And so I think you two are playing each other in the first week. Who do you think's going to win that one?
Me?
Yeah, he probably will win, unless I can get a big game out of Fajardo or I don't know, one of my receivers, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really take that into account that basically the whole team I drafted in like the first 6 rounds wouldn't even be touching the field this week. So
yeah, well, we have a 6-man league. Our 4th podcast teammate, we're supposed to be here tonight. We don't quite know where he is. We gave him a time, and he just hasn't showed up. But as for the other two, there are 2 other people there are 2 other people behind the scene, or 3 actually. There's 3 people behind the scenes that are part of this league. I am matched up against Matthew, which is one of our. I just split, and right now I think it's. Son of a bitch. Right now it's projecting him to beat me, but he still has Trevor Harris at quarterback.
Projections are horrible. The projections suck.
Well, he's got Trevor Harris at quarterback, and it's given him a 9.3 projection. Trevor Harris doesn't play this week. So he's projecting his BC total next week, even though we don't play BC till next week.
Yeah, and even why would his projection be 12? That's horrible. Like these projections, these are horrible. These receivers aren't
9.3.
gonna get I don't understand that projections at all. Like how are kickers projected more than like Austin Mack, Keandre Smith? Like how is Vernon Adams projected 8 points? Quarterbacks get like 8 points for 2 touchdowns. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I can't lie. I think I'd probably still rather the weekly fantasy.
Yeah, I mean you can still do that. I'm still doing that, but
I'm still doing that too. But that's better than the.
Then Stevie Scott got ruled out today. So then I
that messed me up.
30 minutes making it seem. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. That messed me up as well.
Oh, I don't know if I fixed mine yet. Fuck.
I gotta fix mine. I haven't done it yet.
I'll fix mine when we're done this.
Fantasy. Everybody in here fucking has to change their lineup now that he's out. Like,
yeah, not fun. But well, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
I do want to talk about your fantasy team.
I don't.
Like, what are you doing? I don't understand what you're doing. Like, did you have a strategy or just like give me the worst team? Or?
Fuck you. I went with the best roster I thought I could build. In the later rounds, I was going with a lot of boomer bust picks. The same thing I do with NFL fantasy, and a lot of times I have to cut those guys, but every now and then you're going to get a star. And getting a star in the 13th round can win you a league.
One thing I will say is anybody who took 2 quarterbacks is pretty smart because there's 6 teams. So, I mean, if you have 2 QBs, that means...
You don't need a quarterback, though.
Yeah, you don't need a quarterback.
You don't need one, no, but honestly, like, the most consistent position in the CFL, like, would you rather have, like, a random, like, third, wide receiver 3, or would you rather have a QB? You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's like would you? I could either start Khalil Pimpleton or Vernon Adams.
No,
it's like they're both good.
That, but honestly, like Vernon Adams probably going to get more points on most nights.
Well, obviously, but it's like if you got like would you rather have like the 8th? Would you rather have Jake Mayer or Khalil Pimpleton?
Also, if your QB gets hurt, you're effed. You need to come to somebody to trade for another one.
You don't though. You don't.
You could
put anyone else there.
Replacing him, I guess, but depends who it is.
Or if you have depth, but I know you don't have depth. But
when Believe I goes on bye, I'm not going to look for quarterbacks. I'm just going to put whoever I have on the bench in that quarterback.
One thing I do want to talk about is Reggie Bagleton. I got him like round 11. I feel like that was a good pick. I feel like.
Well, again, he probably wouldn't have fell that far if our draft boards were fucking normalized.
True. I think Seven McGee. I'm really happy about that pick. I think he's gonna have a huge year with BC. I think he's gonna have a great year.
Now, the one thing I didn't think about, and I got a lot of shit about it, was that I took Brady Oliveira 3rd overall, which now gives me the option to take 2 running backs because I can move Oliveira to the national spot. And then I went and didn't do... Well, I did get TBH in the later rounds, but that's just as a backup. Now, I didn't think about that. I will say that.
I want to ask you a question, Dylan. Why do you get so many Canadians?
Because Canadians make the league run.
Okay.
I don't know. I would say it's a good idea just for, like, flexibility.
No, yeah, he had like 9 Canadians. He had, like, his entire team's Canadian.
Absolutely. I love the flexibility.
Okay. You'll love losing this league, too. Fine.
Guess we'll see. If I lose the league, I lose the league.
Next week, because, I mean, I got to go head-to-head with you.
Yeah, my full line is basically playing except Keon Hatcher, so I think you're in for a tough one.
Probably in for a spanking, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'm starting the league off with back-to-back 3 bye weeks is definitely something.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about just in general for the rest of the show?
The rules, though. It's the rules. That's why we're... That's why, we have problems in this league. It's the rule set we're playing. Not the fact that, your two biggest markets, or metropolitan markets, I guess, aren't playing in the first week and the Grey Cup champs. So
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we end the show?
I didn't want to talk about New York Knicks or winning the championship. Just let y'all know that.
Spurs in 6.
Okay.
yeah, I do have a hate on for the Knicks. So I do hope.
Oh, I don't hate the Knicks. I
hate
the
the
Spurs
Knicks.
in
You know why I
6.
hate the Knicks? They're like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like they're just poverty, and you just hope to.
Yeah, but we actually made it to the cup, so that's a difference.
You're gonna lose.
We're not though. We won 11 straight.
Well,
Okay, that's enough.
I predicted this playoffs almost perfectly the whole time,
So have I.
and I'm telling you, Spurs in 6.
Knicks in 4.
We'll see about that.
We will. Sure will.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I'll be a lot more fired up next week. You know, when the Argos are actually playing Chad Kelly, our glorious king.
Oh yeah, let's. It's kind of a piss poor week to start this show because all 3 of our fucking teams are on bye week. But hey, we're all back next week. I get to watch my team whoop Adam's team's ass at home. Well, at our home.
Nathan,
We're gonna raise that big, beautiful banner.
Where's the first game?
During the summer?
Is it in Regina?
Yeah, it's
Let's
in
go to
Regina.
the World Cup game, Kyle. Huh? How was that, buddy?
You want to go
I
to
don't
the
think he
World
is.
Cup game?
I'm going to a game.
No, I mean, solid. I can't do it. I can't feed into them taking away my Argos. Tickets are actually going down in price in Toronto. They can't sell them. There's like 2,000 tickets available.
Yeah. But hey, we're gonna raise that big, beautiful banner at home on June 13th in front of BC Lions, and they're gonna watch what they could have had, but they couldn't hold on to in that West Final.
It's foreshadowing for
I
what's
do actually
happening
want to
this
say
year.
this. So the CFL keeps putting out ads, all these video packages, all this stuff with Rourke saying it's our time. Like, the guy literally didn't even win that game. Like, we should stop playing that without context. As if
We should keep playing that because I fucking love it. It was our time.
That's enough. Stop being mean.
You deserve it for the stuff you said about fantasy.
You drafted your team. Like you know what I'm saying is true though.
And your team choked. Not my fault.
Now, okay, it's our time this year. This is our time.
All right. I think it's time we shut this show down for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Dylan. I was joined by Kyle and Adam today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. If there is a time change, we'll let you know.